right, guys, I'm back. I'm in a different location today because there's being work done in the house. Trying to keep it a little low key because everybody's home right now. I want to start off with Joe. Joe got up on stage and he said that the police of 2023 need to be retrained. They need to learn how to shoot to stop, not shoot to kill. Well, I'm just thinking out loud here. 2 shots to the chest will stop just about anybody, so I think they're properly trained. When are we going to stop worrying about criminals? Let me just throw that out there. When are we going to stop worrying about criminals? Great idea. Don't commit a crime. Don't get involved with the police. You're not going to get shot. It's pretty basic. They're not just rolling up to random street corners and go pop, 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 pop. It's fascinating. You know, he just keeps coming with these great quotes and great things to say. You know, as of this point in time, there are 736 and 4,300,000 documents found at Joe's house, under his Trans Am, in his Corvette's trunk, in his library, in his maid's room. I mean, the guy's insane. But he comes out and makes a comment, and he says, here's the deal. What quite frankly bugs me is that we have a serious problem here we're talking about. We're talking about what's going on. The American people don't quite understand why you don't ask me questions about that. They don't have to ask you questions, Joe. You don't understand them anyway. The dementia, the delusion, the Alzheimer's, everything is set in. You're the dementia in chief. I mean, I don't understand half the things you're saying, and I think I'm a pretty bright guy, unless you ask my wife, which I've said over and over and over. But it really is insane. You know, this whole thing with the documents, he's working with the Department of Justice. He sent the Department of Justice to check out his house. He's a guy who got caught, and now he's admitting to have other things, and he's trying to cover all his bases. Don't play hero, Joe. We're no fool, man. Then you have Kamala talking about the climate crisis. And here's her state on the climate crisis. The climate is forcing us now more than the past now to act now. Many places on Earth have a climate. Thank you, Kamala. That's not open for dispute. Who is disputing it? Many of these climate control the weather. No, the climate doesn't control the weather, you dummy. When the weather is hot, cold, dry, wet, humid, stormy, or too bright, it's a crisis. You know what's a crisis? That our president and vice president speak some foreign gibberish language that nobody understands. You can't question it, so I guess it's really okay because nobody understands what the hell they're talking about. Came in Jack Paloma, very good. So I really don't understand the government. So last week, I'm pretty heavy-handed with the trains. I am not anti-trains. I am anti-lunacy. I am anti-crazy. I am anti-bizarre. You want to be trans, be trans. If you're trans, don't care. There is a man who is making rounds on social media, a trans woman. I said man, oh, God forbid. A trans woman is going to show other trans women and women how to properly insert a tampon. He is waiting to get his first cycle. Somebody want to tell him? I'm not sure, but somebody want to tell him? And where's he putting that tampon? I'm just a little curious, have a couple of questions. That's crazy! This is hard to me to be quiet, even downstairs in my own house, while the work's being done. Anti-trans. So, the other day, I'm at work, and apparently there's a person there who's a little confused. In the bathroom, there's a person there, as I said, confused, looking out the window. And found out later on that it was a 12-year-old girl. Thank God I used the stall. I should not be in the bathroom with a 12-year-old girl. I'm just saying, no adult man should be in the bathroom with a 12-year-old girl. Period. End of story. No questions asked. If you think so, you belong in jail. Just saying that. Now, I was telling somebody about it. He turned around to me and he said, through a text, he said, we'll probably solve that situation with these women, confused people going into the men's bathroom. Take a nice man shit. See how that feels. I'm thinking, a man shit. It's genius. I wish I would have thought of that. I don't know if I had it in me at the time, but I certainly would have held it up for the next time. Really is crazy. Now, again, with the trans people, nobody's assigned a gender at birth. You're either born with a penis or you're not. Penis, male, vagina, female. You're not assigned anything. The doctor just looks, hey, we got a male here. Hey, you got a female here. That's it. It's really very simple. Why is nobody still believing this science? We're still believing the crazy science of the mRNA vaccine and COVID, but not a penis and vagina science. My God. I mean, seriously, how did the LGBTQRXP, the Rainbow Mafia, how did they go from wanting basic rights, which everyone deserves, like getting married, being treated equal? How did we go from those basic rights to having children getting sex changes and trying to cancel a guy who doesn't want to wear a rainbow jersey? Where did we go wrong as society? I'm trying to figure it out. And I'll go back to this. When Hillary lost, it wasn't Trump. When Hillary lost, the world went crazy. The world went crazy because they're a bunch of losers. That's why. Liberals, losers, both start with L. When you get to that section in the alphabet, like C is for cookie, L is for liberal, loser. Pick one. Speaking of losers, you got America's greatest rapist going back. He's back on tour, Bill Cosby. And he was talking about the vaccine the other day, and he doesn't understand the vaccine hesitancy. He doesn't understand the vaccine hesitancy. You know what probably work? Roofie the person. It certainly didn't help him. His sex hesitancy. Roofie takes care of it right away. Big Bill back on stage talking about vaccines. Again, what is this world coming to? What is this world coming to? Over in India, they had a kite flying show, and 3 children were killed by razor-sharp kite string. Certainly didn't get that kind at the 5 and 10 store, man. That certainly wasn't at a 5 and under. Raise a kite. I mean, what is going on? What kind of kites are these? Oh my gosh, I need another drink. Just trying to stay calm is making me crazy. Now, there was a politician, very colored politician, black folk, very black. I didn't mean to say colored, not appropriate, inappropriate. But Presley, she said that IQ is a measure of whiteness. What kind of measure, man? I know a lot of people who would fail that measure then to be white. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, how dumb do we have to get? How dumb do we have to get? Well, we're now using IQ to measure whiteness. So let me guess. If there's a person of color, a black folk, an Asian folk, any folk that's not white, if they have a high IQ, that means they identify as white? I'm really so unsure of this. And then there was a school board member in Michigan somewhere said that white people are like savage animals and they're subhumans. Can you just substitute white people for black people and see how this would go over? Does anybody else see how this is wrong? Am I the only one? I just don't understand. My mind is like doing crunches. I don't understand any of it. It really is crazy. Somebody needs to help me here. Then we go back to the trans. Sorry, I missed something here with the trans. A big thing about bottom surgery. Let's just call bottom surgery what it is. Penis removal. That's what it is. It's like snow removal. Bottom surgery is like snow removal. You're just removing the penis. That's it. I don't understand why this is so complicated. It's not bottom surgery. You're not doing anything on the bottom. You're removing a penis. That's it. Why can't we just be honest here? I think that's what we lost. The touch of honesty that led us to this insanity. Then, more insanity in Portland. 2020, the Democratic Party, the liberals in charge, the Democrats in charge decided they were going to defund the police, which they did. So 2021 rolls around, and they have a higher murder rate than ever. 2022 rolls around. It breaks the record. So now 2023, they put a committee together to decide and figure out why the crime and murder rate is going up and what they can do about it. Maybe give the police some money? Maybe hire more police? I mean, 1 + 1 is 2. The new math doesn't work. None of this works. None of this works. I don't know if this subdued angry Mac works either. It really is crazy. The Supreme Court heard the case about the student loan forgiveness, and it really aggravated a lot of people because they said they can't do it. Well, the president knew we couldn't do it, and now they go into the reparations. Reparations. How do you think that's going to go for the Supreme Court? We had Kamala Harris the other day. Another dumb comment talked about liberty and the pursuit of happiness, talking about Roe versus Wade, and that the Supreme Court took the rights away. The Supreme Court doesn't take rights away, sister. They check to see if it's constitutional. And the problem is it's life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Very conveniently left the life part out of the comment, you dummy. Really. Really is crazy. It really is crazy. Let me see. What do we got here? Oh, obese people. Can you please keep your clothes on? Really? Well, we're getting a new thing now on social media. Obese people just running around the streets naked. Going into Walmart, taking their clothes off and running around screaming. First of all, nobody wants to see it. Second of all, it makes my eyes hurt. And third of all, I can't unsee it. Can you please keep your clothes on? Now here's another one. I don't know if anybody watches this show, but I watch these shows with my wife all the time. Love During Lockup. It's about a man or woman engaged or dating somebody who's in prison. So this one guy is dating a woman in prison. She's in for theft. However, last two boyfriends, one died, one is missing. Not that bright once again, but I'm thinking those are red flags, man. That may not be the girl you want to date. I mean, is the dating pool so horrible that you have to get inmates to date? It is a fascinating show, though. It's by far the most fascinating dating show of all of them. Better than the 90 Days, I'll tell you that. It is insane. And then we have the liberals once again. Why do we keep talking about being on the wrong side of history? History has no sides. It's there to teach you something. You know, liberals use it. So whenever their side loses or they think they're going to lose, you don't want to be on the wrong side of history, sir. You don't want to be on the wrong side of history. If we're going to wake up on the wrong side of history. It's not like waking up on the wrong side of the bed. We're not doing a deed. It's history. You learn from it. But once again, morons. L is for loser, which is for liberal. Really is crazy. Now this week, there was no real advice. Nobody asked for me any real advice, but I'm going to solicit some anyway. Ones I say all the time, and I can just finish every advice column with this anyway. Don't be stupid and have another drink. Now seriously, very subdued, angry Mac today. I'm not that angry. A little bit of a headache, drinking a little bit, work going on in the house, everybody home. You know what I can tell you? I know they say don't tell your spouse to calm down when she's angry. It doesn't help. You may not want to ask it, is that really what you think? May not be a good one either. Figured that one out the hard way. But two pieces of advice: go have a drink, don't be stupid, which I was, and I'm having a drink, so I kind of violated one of those. Find a person you love, anybody you love. Give them a hug. Tell them you love them. Anything else is nonsense. Cheers, guys. Sorry I'm a little subdued this week.